Heidi Sexton with Fort Knox Federal Credit Union, and this is Issues and Insights. Thank you for watching today. Today we're going to talk about the American Legion, the Auxiliary, their 100th birthday, and more. I have two guests with me. I have to my left Jan Fulkerson. She's the president of the Legion Auxiliary. Also, Joe Garrett. Joe is right over here. He's the commander of Hardin Post 113. So thank you both for joining me today.
You're welcome. Thank you for asking us.
You're welcome. We have a lot to celebrate, but let's get started first. For those who aren't familiar, tell us about the mission of the Auxiliary.
Of the Auxiliary?
Mm-hmm.
We are here to serve and support veterans. We love our veterans. We want to do everything we can to help them. Mm-hmm. We do that through the Legion a lot. And we have a program called Ladies Veterans Connect, which the Auxiliary gave $10,000. We gave $2,000, and the National Auxiliary gave a grant of $8,000. Mm-hmm. So they got a total of $10,000 to help renovate the Trapp Elementary School. And it's for lady veterans and their families, so they can stay and get on their feet and get back into society.
Excellent.
So we really love just helping our veterans.
Now, how do you two work together?
Well, look, I'm the commander of the post, okay, and we have a family. Jan is a big part of the family. That's the American Legion Auxiliary. We also have the Sons of the American Legion. We also have Legion Riders. The motorcycle folks.
I've seen them.
Okay,
yes.
You see those folks.
Particularly
they
around
show the
Christmas
flag
time.
a lot, don't they?
Yeah, for the Toys for Tots and Veterans, I believe Veterans Day Parade and Vine Grove and that kind of thing. Yeah.
So we're one big family, basically, Holly, and since 1919, okay, after the First World War, a group of soldiers got together and decided, how do we maintain this cohesiveness that we've had during the war, and how do we take it out of here with us? And that started the American Legion. Shortly after that, like months after that, the American Legion decided that we need, well, first of all, let me say, once we started, there was a lot of groups that wanted to associate with the American Legion, but they didn't take any of those lady groups. They didn't take any of those women groups. What they did was they said, we're going to associate with the folks that supported us from day one. Wives, mothers, daughters, children, granddaughters. When we started, then they started the American Legion Auxiliary. But it was not any outside group. It was all from inside our family.
So day-to-day operations and weekend events and that type of thing, what can viewers expect when they step in or they check you out, like if they want more information?
Well, first of all, if you want more information, you can come and visit, but our phone number is 270-757, I believe, it's 379949, okay? And we're at 1251 Ring Road. We have a big building out there. You can't drive down Ring Road and not see it. But inside that building, there's a huge hall, and in that hall we have bingo, we have parties, we have receptions, we have weddings, and we rent that out. Then we have a lounge, of course. We have a game room. We have a patio. We have office spaces. So when you come in, that's what you see. First, on top of being a very friendly place to come to.
Sure, okay? Like veteran quality of life, too. It sounds like there's that component to you, and a place to connect.
Yeah, but we are much more than a bingo place and a lounge. We're much more. We consider ourselves very good community citizens, if you will. Okay, we give back to the community, and we donate to worthy causes, and just participate in community events. So that's basically what you'll see when you come to us. You'll see a lot of fellowship, folks that are like-minded, in a way. Although we're all different, but one thing that sort of glues us is that military type, we all were part of something. And if you come to the Legion, and if you join the Legion, you're going to find that you're part of something much bigger than yourself.
That was an excellent way to describe
Yes.
that. I've been there for a few events and nonprofit events as well. So if someone's not a member, they are eligible to rent out the facility?
Oh, of course.
Okay.
Of course.
Excellent.
If you're a member, you get a discount.
Well, let's talk about membership.
I'm not talking money.
Well,
But if you remember,
this
if you remember, you
is
get a
your
discount.
show. So let's talk about that. Let's talk about membership. What does that entail? And who's qualified?
Oh, there we go. Up until this year, we had 7 different buckets, if you will, time periods that qualified a veteran to be a member of the American Legion. 7 of them. So you have folks that were falling outside these buckets that wanted to be a member and couldn't do it. Well, guess what? That's changed.
Good.
Okay? Now, if you've been in service, honorable service, from World War II to right now today, you're eligible to become a member. Now, I'll tell you what that opens up. That opens up about 6 million potential new members to the American Legion.
I'm sure that's exciting. Exciting
It
for
is.
auxiliary too, and the capacity there.
Ask her.
Well, speaking of that, what does that
Yes.
look like for the future of auxiliary?
Well, at this convention, the National American Legion Convention in August, they opened it up. You know, their constitutional bylaws always said wife of a veteran. Now it's spouse of a veteran. Before, if you were a female veteran and your husband then could not join the Legion, he had no avenue to join. Now he can become an auxiliary member. And that just opens up a whole new world for the auxiliary. And we hope we get a lot of members that way.
What does being part of an event look like? What kind of feedback have you heard from auxiliary members about being part of some of the things that you mentioned early on in our interview?
Well, you know, we do this for service, not self. And it just gives you joy to help someone. I know last year at the Vietnam Veterans Dinner, one of the veterans was thanking me for putting this on. And I said, no. I said, we are thanking you. And that's the feeling you get.
The privilege to serve.
Yes.
For
Yes.
sure. All right. And I'm guessing, too, with this opening, just like a lot of organizations, you're looking for younger members.
We are.
Yeah.
We are. Our junior program has kind of been lax the last few years. So we are trying to get that started and built up again. And for our October breakfast, we are going to have our first junior meeting. Then we haven't had one in probably 3 or 4 years. So, you know, anybody that is eligible to come and be a junior member, then we would love to see them there.
Excellent.
They can come and eat breakfast, and the meeting starts at 10, and we would love to see them.
The auxiliary 100th birthday celebration is coming up. Are you hosting
Yes,
that?
I am.
All right, let's
and
talk
I'm
about
proud
that.
to do it. Matter of fact, I'm scared not to do it. Okay? I tell everybody, I will tell everybody that asks me that our auxiliary does a lot of heavy lifting around the American Legion. A lot of heavy lifting is what I call it.
Yeah.
They volunteer for everything. You see them in every aspect of what we do. You'll see auxiliary members. Sometimes, what I haven't mentioned yet is the Sons of the American Legion. I don't want to leave them out. Some folks have no veteran experience, but they can join our Sons if their parent or grandparent has veteran service.
Oh, I see.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So I didn't want to
And-
leave those folks out. I'm over 70 years old. I don't feel 70 years old, but I am, doggone it.
Well, you're rocking it.
I'm 70, and I'm striving right now. I think we have to get younger soldiers or veterans into our post. Now, here's the issue I have with that. I understand these veterans. Right? I've got grandkids. I'm finished raising families. Okay, I'm finished. I just dote on 5 grandbabies. And I understand the young veterans are out there. They're still raising their family. With that in mind, what I need to understand and do a better job at is how do we connect with those younger veterans with more family-friendly events? Now, we have one coming up, Trunk or Treat, end of this month.
Oh,
okay?
fantastic.
We started 2 pool leagues, hoping it would drag in, more younger veterans. But I don't shoot pool. A lot of other veterans don't shoot pool, so that was, didn't get what I wanted anyway. But what I would like to do is for folks to contact us. What do you want? What do you want, young veteran? What can we do to have you come in and join us? I think it's important. And if you join our organizations, understand you're joining something bigger than yourself.
Sure.
Okay? We live by what we call the 4 pillars of service. Those pillars are, of course, Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation, national security, and there's a lot of little eaches under that. Americanism, of course, the flag,
Sure.
and children and youth, especially children and youth. Had that being said, we both pass out scholarships.
Oh, excellent. Well, let's talk a little bit about that, because October is when the FAFSAs have to be filled out for everyone who will be attending university or college and pursuing higher education. So scholarships and college applications are also starting to be filled out. ACT scores are coming in, that kind of thing. So how can our viewers sign up for your scholarships?
Here's the way I do it. After everyone comes back from the Christmas vacation, I will contact all the high school senior guidance counselors, and I'll send them a form. You pass this out to your folks.
Okay.
And we get plenty of applications. Right. And it's $1,000 per local high school, and we give $1,000 also to homeschool children.
Oh, fantastic.
Yes.
So you're inclusive there too.
Yes, we do.
So what does the profile of those former scholarship winners look like?
Well, they're smart, for one
Well,
thing.
sure. Yes, they're smart.
They're very smart.
Do their parents or grandparents have to have, or do they have to have some connection to the military?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
So you just open it up to everyone.
Finances don't matter to us. Nothing matters to us. It just, we'll have a team. We'll go through and we'll grade them, because we only give 1 per high school course, but we have plenty of opportunities. We get plenty of applications.
Excellent.
And they can get the applications through their guidance counselors.
Okay.
Donna Thurman is my education chair person, and she goes to each high school and hands them the scholarship forms to be filled out. So all they have to do is fill that out, turn it into us, and like Joe said, we have a team that grades them, and we select 1 person from each high school.
So
And we had 1 high school last year that nobody filled it out.
there's just money laying out there.
Yeah.
So
we couldn't understand, but we do give 1 to each of the 5 high schools in the area. That includes Fort Knox High School.
Excellent. Okay.
There's not a year that goes by that sometimes in one of those high schools we don't pick the same person.
Oh, really? That's interesting. So if you're watching and you're a high school senior, and or you're a parent of a high school senior, by all means, be looking for that with your high school counselor in January. Does that sound right? Early January. Yeah. Excellent. I love to hear about those scholarships, especially for HCEC-TV. Makes so much sense to have those. So let's go get to know you a little bit. What's your story with the Legion? What's your backstory?
Well, I became a auxiliary member about 95, but I really didn't become active until my mother-in-law got me involved. Her and my father-in-law were big Legion supporters. My father-in-law was a 50-year member of the American Legion. And so she got me coming out. And from there, it just blossomed. When she passed away, it took me a little bit to get back to the auxiliary, because, I always went with her, so and she wasn't there. So it really was a sad time. But I thought, well, to honor her, I will start back. Yeah. And it's just, I've taken more and more roles as the time goes on. So now I'm at the top of where I want to go, and hopefully we'll have people to step up and continue.
And I love that spirit that you both have of understanding that you need to impart that legacy into the next generation and get them excited and see what ideas they have and implementing those.
Yes.
So what about your story?
Well, I moved around. I spent 26 years in the military, for one thing, so that caused me to move around a lot. Having said that, I am a joiner, but I join with my money as opposed to my participation. Yeah, I really do. I have dues All dues to everybody. but
And you know what? We need those too.
I bought a motorcycle. And of course I saw the American Legion riders everywhere. I said, I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? Had to be a Legionnaire too.
Yes.
So that got me started. Started off with Jan in American Legion Riders, and then I was asked, will you take this job on? And then will you take this job on? Will you take this job on? Will you take this job on? And it culminates to here. Here I am.
Yeah. You just kept showing up with a good attitude.
Yeah, you know, Woody Allen it gets credited with this quote, 80% of success is just showing up. So we're just showing up.
Just showing up. I agree with you. You talked about your pillars of service, and you mentioned Americanism. What does that mean to your organization?
Actually, it's a flag program that we give flags to, and we teach flag etiquette to schools, legal immigration. That falls under Americanism. Voter registration falls under Americanism. We are nonprofit and non-political.
Okay.
You cannot come into our post with any political bias whatsoever. We won't allow that.
Okay.
And the Pledge of Allegiance. We want to maintain Pledge of Allegiance in schools. So that falls under Americanism. Something else that falls under Americanism, though, in children and youth, Boy State, Girl State. We haven't mentioned that, have we?
What is that?
Aha.
Girl State, it's a program for girls that have just completed their junior year of high school before they go into their senior year, and they learn about state government and the way the government runs.
So it's sort of a civics course?
Sort of.
Okay.
They elect a governor, lieutenant governor, all the, they do legislation, and just like they would a real government body.
Okay.
And in some instances, some of the legislation that they have brought forward has gone to the state legislature.
Oh, what's an example of that? Can you think of any?
Well, my daughter was the one that mentioned that to me, that one of her bills, I don't know which one it was, you don't remember? But, so I really don't have an example. I'm sorry, I wasn't prepared for that question.
Google it. Okay.
That's right.
You can Google it. Okay.
But,
so I love that that energy and that excitement, and for them to be heard. That's really important.
Well, my granddaughter went last year
to be heard,
and she was just amazed at how much she learned about the political system and her rights and stuff as a American citizen. So, she's a very big advocate for Girl State. They live in Maryland, and she'll talk to all the girls, say you need to do this, before after your junior year. And so I think that's a wonderful thing that she at 18 is that enthused about it. So
I love that. For boys, what do you have?
We also have Boy State, same thing.
Okay.
Same thing. They go to Frankfurt for a week, and we sent 14 boys from the community this year. Every year we'll send, but then after that.
To Frankfurt?
To Frankfurt.
Oh, okay.
To the State House, so they can, sit in these positions, sit in these seats, and learn about our government. And then every year we have what's called Girls Nation and Boys Nation. One person from each state gets selected to go to Washington, D.C., basically do the same thing.
Sure. Excellent. I love those programs. So how can someone watching get involved with that? Is membership required for that?
No.
Or parental membership?
No.
Okay, excellent. Who's the coordinator for that?
Virginia Hobbs is for Girl State.
And Mark Kennedy is for Boy State.
Okay, and so they contact the Legion to
do.
get more information about that. And you said that age is probably 17?
17.
16, 17.
It's right between their junior, senior year that summer. And it's just 1 week in June. So, I think it'd be worth everyone going. If I wish that I had known about it when I was, that age.
I wish we could send most adults.
Well, my daughter Robin went, and then, like I said, our granddaughter went last year. So
excellent.
And I will put this out for you people, you young folks trying to want to do this. You get extra points on your application for a scholarship.
Oh, indeed. Yeah, well,
Why
that
not?
couldn't hurt
Yes,
at
why
all, for sure. All right, to recap, we've talked about the girls' state program and the boys' state program, Legion riding. Now let's talk a little bit more about that, and then we'll finish up with veterans and VA claims, because we have a few minutes left. But for a Legion rider, what do yearly events look like for that? It looks very exciting. What's the level of commitment to be a Legion rider?
Put that off on Jan.
All right, Jan.
Oh, you are.
What's the level of commitment for a Legion rider?
Well, we don't require you as a Legion rider. You don't have to show up to meetings, and you don't have to make a certain number of rides. We would like for you to. We go out, we support, say, a veteran's funeral. A lot of times they will be the honor guard for that. Stand at attention for the viewing, and also sometimes we'll lead the hearse into the veterans cemetery. But we also donate to a lot of great causes in the community. Tomorrow, as a matter of fact, they're riding out to Silverleaf to give a donation to Silverleaf. Safe Harbor, who does a lot of work with veterans who are addicted and need rehabilitation, we give to that. They also gave $1,000 to the Ladies Veterans Connect. And last year, I think that they gave over $40,000 back to the community. So, it's a wonderful organization. It's not a motorcycle club. We are Legion family members who just like to ride motorcycles.
Sure.
So,
but you can't help but make friends.
Exactly.
So, and find things in common.
Yes.
Yeah, that's great. Well, to finish up, something I'm really interested in is how you help veterans with VA claims, because navigating that can be really frustrating. So this is a valuable service that you're providing.
It's important, I think, Ollie, to understand that the American Legion is the largest veterans association organization in the country. Our post is the largest veterans organization in the state of Kentucky. Therefore, and we have nationwide, we have over 2,000 service officers that help veterans with their VA claims. We have a service officer. Every Tuesday he's there diligently from 8 to about noon, waiting for folks that we just take and walk in. Just come on in, and he will help you with your claims. That's what we do. I want to go back to what she said about the Legion riders.
Okay.
When I first started this job, I mentioned two things. First of all, I said something like, unlike a lot of folks, I know what I don't know. So I don't want to make mistakes.
Now wait a second. We're gonna have to unpack that. What does that mean exactly?
A lot of folks don't know what they don't know, and they start bumping into walls thinking they have the answers. Well, I know I don't have the answers.
Okay.
So I ask people.
You ask
I
questions.
ask questions, and I depend on folks like Jan. Keep me straight.
Sure. Yeah.
I know two things. One is, like I said before, the auxiliary does a whole lot of heavy lifting around here. And if I needed any heavy work, big work done, I'm gonna ask the Legion riders to do it for me, because those folks are really cohesive. Regardless of what she says, that's a cohesive group. Just yesterday, her husband and other folks brought in gravel in his tractor, and just to pretty up our area, our POW area. Yeah. So if you want something heavy and big to do, I always ask the Legion riders to do it for me.
I like that. Yeah, surround yourself with capable, intelligent people who want to help, and like you said, that privilege to serve. So again, to recap for the VA claims, I think that's a really valuable service. When does that happen again?
Tuesdays.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, from 8 o'clock to about noon. Okay, he's just sitting there. Just walk on in. Door is open, by the way.
Excellent.
And you'll get to my office first, and I'll tell you, go two doors down. He's right there waiting for you.
What does someone need to bring with them?
Their DD Form 214 and any medical records they want to supply the VA.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Again, to recap, location?
1251 Ring Road.
Okay. Yeah. And are you online, social media?
Yes, we are. www.hardenpost113.com.
All right. Well, thank you both for the work that you're doing in the community, and I learned a lot today.
Well, good.
And I learned that, say that again, you don't know, wait, I do know what I don't know.
I know what I don't know.
I know
yeah.
what I don't know.
That keeps me from bumping into walls.
Well, thank you both for coming today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for watching HCEC-TV's Issues and Insights. I'm Holly Sexton with Fort Knox Federal Credit Union.